For centuries, we've been told that God is above us, beyond us, watching, judging, separate. But what if that's the biggest lie ever told? What if God isn't far away but within you? Not as a metaphor, not as wishful thinking, but as an undeniable truth that cultures around the world have recognized for millennia. From the moment we are born, we are taught to see God as something separate, high above, beyond reach, existing somewhere outside ourselves. But what if that idea is fundamentally flawed? What if God is not an external force watching from a distance, but something inherently woven into our very existence? This is exactly what the Akan people of West Africa believe. In Akan spirituality, God, known as Nyankopan or Onyame, is not just the creator of the universe, but also exists within every human being through what they call Kra. The Kra is a divine essence, a spiritual spark that connects every individual to the source of all existence. It is what gives life meaning, what links the human soul to the divine. This means that knowing God is not about following external rituals or seeking intermediaries. It is about recognizing the divinity within yourself. But this idea is not unique to the Akan. Across the world, ancient traditions have spoken of this divine spark. Hinduism and Atman. In Hindu philosophy, there is the concept of Atman, the eternal self. Unlike the temporary physical body, the Atman is the unchanging, divine essence within each person. The goal of spiritual awakening is to realize that Atman is not separate from Brahman, the infinite and eternal source of all existence. This means that to know yourself deeply is to know God. Ancient Egypt and Ka. The Egyptians believed in Ka, a spiritual double that accompanied a person throughout life. It was considered a vital life force, one that came directly from the divine. After death, the Ka would return to the spiritual realm, proving that the divine presence was never truly separate from the individual. Greek philosophy and the Logos. The ancient Greek Stoics spoke of the Logos, the universal reason or divine intelligence that permeates everything. The philosopher Heraclitus taught that Logos was not just a force in the universe. It was inside every human being, guiding wisdom and understanding. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic thinker, famously said, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." Within, even in Christianity, there are echoes of this idea. Jesus himself said, "The kingdom of God is within you." Luke 17:21. Many early Christian mystics believed that connecting with God was not about obeying an external authority, but about turning inward, seeking divine wisdom within one's own soul. Islamic Sufism and the divine within. In Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, there is the belief that God is not just above, but also within. The Persian poet Rumi wrote, "You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?" This reflects the Sufi idea that the divine spark is inside us all, waiting to be recognized. Despite different cultures, languages, and religious traditions, this idea keeps reappearing. God is not separate from us. God is us. So if so many ancient civilizations saw the divine as something within rather than something above, why were we taught the opposite? The answer is simple: control. When you believe that God is separate from you, you become dependent on priests, rulers, religious institutions. Power structures have always relied on this idea that you must follow rules, obey authorities, and seek approval from something outside yourself. But here's the truth. Morality, as we know it, is a human construct. What is considered right and wrong shifts from culture to culture, from age to age. If morality were truly divine, wouldn't it be universal and unchanging? Yet history shows us that what one civilization calls sacred, another calls blasphemy. This manipulation has blinded us to something fundamental, that we are not separate from God. What if the biggest illusion isn't just the separation of God and humanity, but the very nature of reality itself? Think about it. Every day we wake up, live our lives, follow routines, and experience emotions, joy, sorrow, love, fear. All of it feels real. But what if this experience of reality is more like a dream? What if everything you think is solid and permanent is actually an illusion, designed to make you forget your true nature. Many ancient spiritual traditions have hinted at this, that life as we perceive it is not ultimate reality, but a temporary experience. A test, a game, a cosmic drama meant to challenge us, shape us, and eventually wake us up. Hinduism's Maya teaches that the physical world is a veil hiding the deeper truth that everything is one and divine. Buddhism's Anatta, non-self, suggests that the self is an illusion, like a wave in the ocean, temporary but not separate from the whole. Plato's cave and simulation theory proposed that what we perceive as reality may be a mere shadow or artificial construct, much like a simulation. Kabbalistic Tzimtzum and Sufism describe God hiding within creation so that souls can rediscover their divine nature. Neuroscience shows that our perception of reality is constructed by the brain, much like a dream or video game. The core message: life is a game where forgetting our true nature makes the experience feel real. The purpose of this game is to learn, grow, and ultimately remember that we are not separate from the divine. We never were. When you stop seeing God as a ruler and start seeing God as being itself, everything changes. Fear disappears. Guilt disappears. What remains is something far greater: true understanding, true connection. The Akan Kra, the Hindu Atman, the Stoic Logos, they all point to the same truth. God is not something you worship, but something you are. This isn't arrogance, it's realization. It means you are not separate from the divine. You never were. In the end, the greatest revelation is not that God exists, but that you are and always have been a part of that divine existence. The illusion of separation, the struggle of forgetting and remembering, the search for meaning, all of it leads to a single truth. Divinity is not something to be found outside of yourself, but something to be realized within. When you awaken to this understanding, life no longer feels like a random series of events or a test of worthiness. Instead, it becomes what it was always meant to be: a profound journey of experience, growth, and rediscovery, where every moment, every breath, is a reflection of the divine essence you have carried all along. So if everything you've been told about God is wrong, if God is not separate from you but within you, as you, then who are you really? And if you knew this, truly knew it, how would you live differently?